You wake up. The alarm is still ringing. Your eyes open, and something is already there, at the edge of your mind. A feeling, a shape, a place you just left. You know it was vivid. You know it was real. There was a person, a color, a chase, a conversation that made perfect sense 3 seconds ago. And then, it's gone. The feeling stays. The image doesn't. You carry that ghost with you through your morning coffee. It tugs at you at your desk. You try to grab it, to pin it down, and the harder you try, the faster it evaporates. This happens to almost every single person on this planet. Every night, you spend roughly 2 hours dreaming. That's a full month of your life every year. 6 months out of every decade, spent in a world you will remember almost none of. Why does your brain build entire worlds while you sleep? Just to delete them by breakfast? And why does the feeling stay when the story doesn't? The answer is stranger than you think, and it might explain something about why you feel the way you feel all day long. Let's start with what we actually know about dream recall. In 1953, a graduate student named Eugene Eserinsky was running a sleep study at the University of Chicago. He was watching the brain waves of sleeping subjects on a moving chart recorder. In the middle of the night, something strange happened. The pens started jumping. The brain activity looked like someone who was wide awake. Eserinsky walked over to the subject. The person was lying still, eyes closed, breathing slow, but their eyes were darting back and forth beneath their eyelids. Rapid, almost frantic. He had discovered REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, the phase of sleep where dreaming is most intense. And the moment he made that discovery, he also opened a new question. If people spend a third of their lives in this state, why do they remember so little of it? The first answer is structural. During REM sleep, your brain's prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for logic and self-awareness and working memory, is largely offline. The dreaming brain is like a city with no mayor. It builds streets. It lights up neighborhoods. But there's nobody keeping track of the architecture once the sun comes up. Your hippocampus, the memory center, is still active during REM sleep, but it's not receiving the same signals it gets when you're awake. It's replaying old memories, shuffling them, splicing them together. But it's not encoding new ones the way it does during waking hours. The brain is processing, not filing. And without filing, there's nothing to retrieve. But here's where it gets strange. In the 1960s, sleep researchers started waking people up during REM sleep and immediately asking what they were dreaming about. The results were startling. Up to 80% of people awakened during REM sleep could recall a dream, sometimes in vivid detail. The memory was there. It existed. It just wasn't getting transferred into long-term storage. It was like recording a video on a disposable camera and then throwing the camera away before you develop the film. The image existed for a moment, it just didn't last. So why does your brain build something so elaborate only to discard it? The most current theory points to a process called synaptic pruning. During sleep, your brain is cleaning house. Every day, your neurons form new connections. Some are important, most aren't. During deep sleep and REM sleep, the brain goes through and weakens or eliminates the connections it doesn't need. It's a maintenance process, but it's brutal. It doesn't care about your dream narrative. It's just clearing space. The dream you had last night was a side effect of that process. Your brain was running through patterns, testing connections, linking memories together in ways they don't connect during the day. The dream wasn't the main event. It was the smoke from a fire you never saw. Now here's the layer that changes everything. In 1983, psychologist David Folks published a landmark study. He followed children for years, tracking their dream recall from age 3 into adolescence. What he found was striking. Young children don't dream the way adults do. Their dreams are static, simple, almost like photographs. A dog, a tree, a face, no stories, no movement. It's only around age 7 or 8 that children start having the kind of complex narrative dreams adults have. That's the same age when spatial skills, visual processing, and self-awareness all hit a developmental threshold. Folks argued that dreaming isn't just something that happens to you, it's a skill. You learn to dream. The brain builds the capacity to construct elaborate inner worlds over years of development, and if it's a skill, it's also fragile. Which brings us back to the waking feeling, the lingering emotion. The reason you can't let go of a dream, you can't remember. In 2017, a team at the University of Geneva published research showing that emotions experienced during dreams are processed in the same brain regions as emotions experienced during waking life. The amygdala lights up. The limbic system activates. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a real threat and a dream threat. It just knows to react. And even after the dream fades, the emotional residue stays. The fear, the joy, the weird shame, the falling sensation. Your brain remembered the feeling even when it deleted the scene. There's a reason for that. Evolutionarily, it's more useful to remember that you were afraid than to remember exactly what you were afraid of. The general alert is more valuable than the specific detail. Your brain was built to hold on to signals, not stories. But there's another layer that complicates everything. In 2021, neuroscientist Matthew Walker published data showing that people who remember their dreams frequently have more activity in the temporoparietal junction, the part of the brain that processes information about yourself and others, the same region that lights up during meditation and self-reflection. Walker argued that dream recall isn't just random. It's connected to how your brain processes your own inner life. People who remember their dreams tend to be more introspective, more self-aware, more in touch with their own internal states during the day. The connection runs both ways. Your waking mind shapes your dreaming mind, and your dreaming mind shapes how you feel when you're awake. So what do you do with this? You can't force yourself to remember your dreams. The act of trying to remember often overwrites the memory itself, but you can pay attention to the feeling. You can notice the shape of what you're carrying into your morning. You can ask yourself, what was that? And even if you never get the answer, the question matters. Because the feeling isn't random. It's your brain talking to you in a language you don't fully speak. And the more you listen, the more you might understand why the dreams disappear. But the feeling never quite does. There's a word in Japanese for this, yugen. It means a profound, mysterious sense of the beauty of the universe. It's the feeling you get when you look at something you can't quite explain and feel moved anyway. That's the emotion you wake up with. The dream is gone, but the awe, the dread, the wonder, that's still there. Your brain built something for you, and then it took it away, but it left you with proof that it happened. The feeling is the only evidence you'll ever have, and that might be enough.